there, I hope you've drank enough water today, and if you haven't, then the clicking of this video is your reminder to go and hydrate. It's hydrate or dihydrate. And I thought I'd bring you along to another little sketch with me. The first little video where it's actually got the new the new cover for the comic, the Raven Who Dared to Wonder comic. It's got the new cover on the thumbnail. So I thought, you know, teehee. I've been doing a lot of rebranding with the comic itself because I kind of want it to fit more of the direction that it feels like it's both going and has already began to go without me intentionally putting it on that pathway. It's very much, you know, it's personal, it's about growth, it's about that slow journey. It's a little like this video, it's about the process, it's sometimes unpleasant reality of just working through your shit. It's why I like having the sketch with me's on the Raven comic, because it's inviting you in. We can work through this together, you know, like whatever you're going through, I want you to feel a little less alone, and you know, it's just sort of one brush stroke at a time, you know? That's kind of what I want the comic to be, and it's kind of in this little void of the internet what I need it to be. And it's been very wholesome because I've seen people really respond to it, and it's nice to know that it's kind of what other people also need. But yeah, going back to like the rebranding, I've I redrew the first 6 or so official episodes of the webcomic because I changed brush. I changed the brush that I was using to more of like a sketchy brush a good while into the comic itself. I've got rid of the poems. They're no longer in like the official comic on Webtoon and Tapas, but they are still available to read. They are free to read for all members on my Patreon. That does include members that are, you know, not paying to have a look at things. It's you know, so everyone can read them. But I don't feel like the poems are really, they're still personal. They're still a part of how I've been exploring, you know, trying to get through one day at a time. But they come at it from a very different angle in a way that I don't think suits the comic itself. And I want this comic to maybe one day be printed, which is kind of what I'm gonna sort of slide on into. Is I'm thinking about printing it, not like anytime soon, because 1, I don't have the funding, and 2, nor do I have the following for that to actually be a sustainable option. But I was talking to this guy at the Bring Your Own Animation event in London, and apparently he's just been selling them like on Etsy, not even like copyrighted them. He's just been selling them on Etsy. So I was thinking about maybe, you know, at least looking into it a bit more, and maybe doing like maybe my Sweaty Dreams comic, because that one usually gets a laugh out of people, and maybe trying to sell that is like a baby step at trying to figure out printing, and you know, so that way I can screw up and learn how to do it properly. I've also, this is the end of all of the scripting part. I have never done like a script properly for a video, and this one still isn't really a script, but I've got like bullet points of different things that I was going to talk about. This video is like 7 minutes long. Into the recording, I've got like 4 minutes in, so I've got to ramble for the next like 2 and I can't count, 4, 5, 6. I've got to ramble for like the next 3 or so minutes for this for this to actually go for the entirety of the video. I didn't expect to actually get through the script that quickly, because it's like a good chunk. It's not a script, it's bullet points. We're here now, it's fine. I'm also actually, you know what, screw it, we're gonna keep on talking about comics. I've got a little sneaky thing, funnily enough, something that you can check out the early parts of the process on Patreon. But I'm working on a new comic idea. I swear I will finish Milk. I will actually do the next volume of it. But I'm currently very much sidetracked with my new love, the new comic idea that I have called You're the Bat's Knees, that is a cottagecore vampire lesbian romance. Which it's adorable. I'm loving all of the thoughts in my head that I'm having about this comic. And yeah, if you want to ever like, you know, I know I post like these videos a couple of times a month, but if you ever want to like pop in and like check out what I'm actually doing and stay up to date with like the little bits and bobs, then linked below hopefully is my Twitch, because I actually stream like a fair amount of my own work on there. I don't really stream any client stuff because that's, you know, that's work. But like it's usually where I end up sharing like little bits of like a comic that I'm working on, or like I streamed a lot of my 2D film, which if you haven't checked it out yet, is I'll do like a little icon thing called Mandrake. I streamed a lot of it on stream, and it was really nice. That's a tangent. That's going on talking about animation. I'm still talking about comics. I will work on Milk. But the reason why I'm less excited about it at the minute is because I've been spending the last like however many months working on my short film, which has just been me following my roughs, cleaning them up and following the script, and I want something new to actually think about. And with Milk, I have most of the story actually written. It's only like the final volume that I haven't got written, and I don't want to keep following a script. I don't want to do it. It's fun, but I do want to actually use my brain for the first time in like I don't know, like 9 months. So it's kind of why I've gotten a little bit sidetracked with this new comic. But I am also still working on the video that I said I would do back in like January when I was saying about doing 2D animated effects. I'm working on it. We did the Fire video. I want to revisit Fire at some point, but I am currently working on the animations for the water video, and then we'll go back to Fire, and then I think we'll have a little experiment with like magic effects, because I've already experimented a little bit with them, but I think actually getting a bit more accustomed to like water and like fire is going to definitely help with it. I also think I've learned that when I'm doing 2D effects, I'm very much a character animator at heart, and I think that really helps when I'm actually working on an effect, because it gives me a style to kind of go off of. It gives me like a bit of like well, you saw the last video, maybe kind of sort of about the 2D effects. The animation that I did with my character Gasup was a lot better, at least to me, than the standalone Fire animations that I did. Yeah, so that's more of like a personal preference thing. How long do we have left to record? We are 8 minutes in, and oh, beautiful. Okay, I need to wrap this up. If you wanna, support the comic, you can obviously, you can read it on Webtoon, or if it takes your fancy, even on Tapas. Not many people read my comics on Tapas, but you can also, if you really want to help support both me as an artist as well as the comic, you can check out my Etsy, as I have got a fair few stickers, and they're just really silly and goofy, and I think you'd really like them. Going back to my Patreon, if you want to have your name at the end of the video and help me afford rent and food, then consider, maybe sort of following me on Patreon. You haven't even necessarily got to actually pay to see a lot of the work, but I have like almost 300 things on there. If you want to look at the last, I don't know, like 5 years of my creative journey, that's a way to go. As well as, seeing little sneak peeks that I'm either not going to share anywhere else, or but yeah, no, consider checking me out on Patreon. I have a lot of content, a lot of a lot of it, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So consider checking that out, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully a few more after that, because it'd be real cool if you stuck around.